For many athletes, the overall objective of a game is to win by playing well. However, with youth becoming more competitive as a result of parent and coach pressure, the notion of winning at all costs is in great effect. A team's development is often sacrificed due to the coach's need to win, which results in the game no longer being played honorably. The most common method encouraged by coaches to win is adding violence to the game. Unnecessary violence not only impacts the opposing teams regarding potential injury, but also prevents the team's ability to learn how the game is meant to be played. So why are coaches forcing the notion winning at all costs when their team's development is in jeopardy? After all, many lessons are taught through sports, whether they are specific to success in the sport or apply to real-life situations. For example, in sports, athletes learn how to succeed with class and develop good sportsmanship. This lesson applies to the real world when having success at school, home, or in the workplace. However, if violence is added to sports as a result of wanting to win at all costs, this lesson of the game is then sacrificed and will prevent athletes from developing good sportsmanship on and off the field. The addition of violence will also impact the opposing team's involvement in the sport as a result of frustration or injury. The rules of each sport are in place to ensure the game is being played fairly and to prevent injury among the players. Which brings up my next question. Why are coaches encouraging unfair play and violence to win a game when a player's involvement in the sport is at stake? Players that are passionate about their sport want to play the game the way it's meant to be played. However, the addition of violence and unfair play often causes opposing players to no longer want to play the game as it's not being played honorably. This then causes players to not participate in the sport they once loved as a result of teams being violent and unfair just to win. The mentality of winning at all costs has strongly impacted sports in Ontario by decreasing the interest in sports among youth. To ensure children are being physically active and engaging in sports, the Ontario Soccer Association has enforced that the score of soccer games at a non-competitive level are no longer accounted for. By eliminating the scores of games, young athletes are now able to focus on learning about the game and developing skills without the pressure of winning. However, some argue that keeping score is essential to the game as it teaches children the difference between winning and losing. With all things considered, do you agree with the Ontario Soccer Association's decision to eliminate scores at a non-competitive level?